No update. Just felt a little something in her groin, so we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
Yeah, just kind of to follow up on that. Looked like she was kind of grabbing at her right groin area. Is that the concern?
Yeah. If that's the one she was grabbing at, I don't know which one it was, but yeah, I mean, that's it.
Sort of a rough shooting night from Aaliyah tonight, but contributions elsewhere on the floor. What can she do when she's not shooting so well to sort of open up the floor for you guys? What's her her presence like?
Well, it's huge for us. I mean, she's the anchor on the defensive end of the floor, and she's a facilitator offensively. I thought really early when she was not getting a lot of touches, and we have to do a better job of getting her touches. She was facilitating. She was making the right play. We weren't making a lot of shots when she did make that play, but just trying to keep her, to have her stay the course and keep her focused on the things that she could control and know that eventually it was gonna open up for her. And I thought she did a really good job of adjusting and staying locked in and knocking down her free throws when she got those opportunities.
Hey, Coach, if you could just talk about, I don't know if you talked about this in pregame, but it wasn't. For the past 3 games, you guys have looked like the team that people on the outside have expected you guys to be. If you could just talk about what's the difference in play, or what did you guys do or change, or you just explain that the past 3 games of how you guys have played.
Well, it's the first time we've had a full roster, really. I mean, we've had all of our rotation players, and I said it pregame, we have not had a full practice with our entire roster, but they're having to learn in game. Really, since training camp, it's the first time we've had our complete roster. So they're having to learn one another in game. We're having to find strengths and weaknesses and, get rhythm and timing. And I thought Connecticut did a really good job of being disruptive, more disruptive than we've seen the last few games. They got into us. They disrupted our rhythm, timing, and flow. And we had to find different ways to win. And sometimes you have to win ugly. And we were fortunate to be able to do that.
Hey, excuse me. For those of us, we don't see you, I don't see you on a night-to-night basis. What is your description of kind of the physical battle that Caitlin particularly faces, maybe within tonight's game or just in general as you've gotten used to coaching her, just what you see she's enduring physically?
Are you trying to get me fined again?
I am not.
Yeah, I mean, there's a level of physicality that they're able to play with against her. I knew it as an opponent, and I see it as her coach. And I'm not exactly sure why, but it just is what it is. And we've got to help her learn to adjust and use it against them in certain ways. We've got to find some ways to make it a little bit easier for her. But the level of physicality overall in our league has been at a different level than it's been for a long time. I'm sending it to you.
Kelsey Mitchell's been on fire recently. What do you feel like has been the difference for her this recent stretch, I think, over the last... She's been your leading scorer the 7 of the last 8 games.
I don't know if there's anything that's any different. I just think that she's in a rhythm, and we're doing a better job of finding her. She's so active, and she moves without the ball, and we have certain actions that we can get her to get downhill. I think the biggest change is she's been on balance. Oftentimes she gets going so fast that she gets off balance, and Breon January has really been talking to her about being on 2 feet, and it's made a difference. It's made a difference in her ability to decision make and her ability to finish. And we're getting her the ball in positions that she can be successful.
I know we just finished this game, but knowing that you have a back-to-back tomorrow, New York, with Caitlin's status up in the air, how do you guys kind of turn the page and just prepare, I guess, for possibility she plays or she doesn't play, and knowing how tough of an opponent they are? Yeah,
I think we just take it one step at a time. We'll get some food and get on the plane and start talking about New York. And, she's being evaluated. We'll see where we are with that. And certainly we'll have another evaluation probably in conversation in the morning, see where we are. But, this group has played without her. We've got experience in that. We know that we have a tough opponent in New York. We know that it's going to be a challenge no matter what. And we just got to get locked in and ready to compete.
Coach, for people that clearly know, how much, piggyback off that question in your last statement, how much of an advantage does it give you? I mean, it's not a shot at the previous coach, but with you're literally right down the road last year. You guys have been back and forth in the battle with New York, so there's really nothing that the Liberty can do or show you anything. They can't do anything differently than you've seen before. How much of an advantage does it give you as a coach going into tomorrow's game?
Well, I don't know. I think knowing how different they play without JJ on the floor. Seeing the different ways that they're getting shots and attacking. I mean, Fibic has come back and has been outstanding. They're a matchup problem, and whether it's a matchup problem because they're big on the interior when JJ's there, or because they're small and they can spread the floor and shoot it, and be versatile on the defensive end, give you some different looks. So for us, it's about continuing to build and grow. We've got to make great reads. We can't over dribble in situations because they're going to play us different ways, and we've got to be able to read the coverages and execute offensively. But more than anything, we've got to be locked in to our defensive schemes because they are a veteran team. They have multiple Olympians, and they exploit every mistake that you make. So we've got to have a high attention to detail.
I feel like Connecticut, they stepped it up in the second half of not letting us get the easy bucket that we wasn't getting in the first half. They picked up their defense, but towards the end, we got extra possessions, and we also made our free throws.
I know a big thing recently has been consistency and stacking these wins, kind of just being on this 3-game win streak. What has it meant to be able to do that?
Yeah, I think for us, it all starts defensively. It's how aggressive we are at the point. It's from the jump of the game. And honestly, going kind of back to your question, I think that we were pretty soft in the first half defensively and even in the third quarter. And we kind of went on a run in the fourth. It's because our defense stepped up and we took away their action. We followed the scout. And so for us, it's just making sure that we're knowing player personnel, that we're following our scout, that we're working as a unit. We're not on islands. And I think the last 3 games, we've done a pretty good job. And you know what? Sometimes you have to win ugly, but at least we won.
I wanted to ask about Aaliyah, sort of a rough shooting night for her. What did you guys see from her in terms of, she had a handful of assists and rebounds. What do you see from her playmaking ability tonight when she's not shooting well?
Some nights won't be everybody's night, but the good thing about Aaliyah that she attributed on the offensive end, like you said, assists, getting us extra possessions because she had a handful with Tina. But she did a really good job on both ends of the floor, besides her not really scoring like that.
And she just draws so much attention. People have to guard her. And when she draws that, she opens up for everyone else, like Tosh. You know what I mean? So I think she's one of the more selfless people on our team, and she's okay with that. And that's what it's going to take to win these types of ball games.
Other questions?
Actually being able to play in front of that crowd and see the environment, what were your impressions of how Boston turned out?
It was my first time ever playing in this arena, and seeing all the banners up, to see how many athletes that came through here and did so much for this city, this state. So I was really surprised on how many people that came out today too.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun, to be honest. There's so much history in this building, and I've gotten some heat from saying stuff about cities, but I like Boston, man. I really like Boston. Y'all need to get a team here. But I think just playing in the Garden, it's exciting. I think it's really cool to see all these fans come out, regardless of what city we're in. Kind of feels like a home game for us, but I don't know. I think we really enjoyed it, and we don't take these types of things for granted.
You guys had 22 assists on 29 main baskets. The ball was really popping tonight. What was working for you guys offensively with the ball movement?
Just reading, reacting to what we do best. For me, cutting. Sophie, she liked to cut too as well, but just open up the floor. When you open, for a player like me that love to cut, open up the floor for the rest of our shooters, and that's what happened tonight.
For you two, especially with the experience you guys have and being in the league for a while, even though you guys got to play a game tomorrow night against New York, how good is it going to feel after that game? I know you focus on New York, but you're going to have a break. How beneficial is it going to be to get a rest? Because you guys know this team wasn't built to just make the playoffs. It's to make that run for a title. So how beneficial will it be to have that break?
Yeah, I mean, this is what we've always asked for, right? We want more money. We're going to have to be playing more games, and so this is just a good test for us to stack the days. And this is what it is to be a professional athlete. And yeah, everyone around the league, their body's tired, everyone's sore, everyone travels like us. But at the end of the day, it's how are you going to set yourself apart? And so for us, we're excited for another opportunity. We're happy to get this step, but we have another one. We can't even think about All-Star break. We got to get New York.
Jaylen Brown from the Celtics was sitting courtside. I don't know if you
Who's
guys
that?
have had a chance to meet him. Yeah, just curious if you guys have had a chance to meet him. And, what does it feel like to have that kind of support from those guys coming out and checking you guys out?
I seen him. I ain't take a picture with him, nothing like that, but I seen him.
We're going to stop in the middle of the game.
But no, it was actually amazing to see one of the Celtics players out there on courtside just actually watching us play. It's really good that you see some of the NBA players across the world just coming to our games and actually supporting us. It feels really good for us and also for the next generation.